Mohammed B.S. Jallow met with the Chinese ambassador to the Gambia. Im Jani has details of those engagements.
The delegation that comprised officials of the Association of Social Workers of the Gambia and their Senegalese counterparts was at the office of the Vice President to explore the possibility of getting support from the Gambia as Senegal gears up to host a high-level convergence of the International Federation of Social Workers slated for November 26th this year. A possible strategic partnership between the associations of Senegalese and Gambian social workers, as well as the Gambia's representation at the Dakar Social Workers Conference, were also discussed.
He was so excited, in fact, reiterated that this is the same friendship that the president have, and then the previous president from the same countries have as well. And he's also excited that we are nurturing, the same culture. And Senegal and the Gambia share the same culture. We say the same language. We are the same people. He's also so excited that that has trickled down to even community organization and civil society organization, and also a national association. So he received us, and he was so excited when the Senegalese president also highlighted that they have consideration to go to other countries, but they have decided to come to Gambia first, considering those values that we share together.
The conversation between the social workers and the Vice President, Mohammed B.S. Jallow, also extended to the planned rollout of a career development program across all schools by the Social Workers Association of the Gambia.
Our activities, we came to also seek for His Excellency's support. Is a career development program. It's a national development program we want to implement in the Gambia and even take it across the Africa. We believe that if the social workers, in collaboration with Care and Prevention Foundation, will go out to bring school career development program seminars to enable the young ones identify their potentials, follow their career paths, and pursue it. In this way, we will have youth that will be impactful to the society. So we seek His Excellency's support to enable us have funding to carry out our activities.
Soon after, Ambassador Liu Jing of the People's Republic of China was ushered into the office of the Vice President. China's top diplomat in Banjul was visiting to brief Vice President Jallow on the status of Beijing-Banjul cooperation, which cuts across people-to-people exchanges, infrastructure projects, health interventions, amongst others.
So we also share with His Excellency what we would like to do in the next year. That is, we hope to work with a Gambian side to promote our bilateral relations, develop further. The Chinese side are quite satisfied with our policy on China, and especially the One China policy. I think next year is the year of China, every year of people-to-people exchange. The benefits to our two peoples.
Since the resumption of diplomatic ties between Banjul and Beijing, cooperation between two countries have been growing and expanding.
Said no. The intention was not to stifle, opposition in the country. The intention was basically to complete the process of decolonization that has started with the granting of independence a few months earlier. The people were adamant that if Sadauda became president, he would not be like other African leaders who became president and sort of became dictatorial and in fact stifle all forms of opposition.
The initiative to transform the Gambia into a republic was spearheaded by Sadauda Jawara, who introduced a bill in parliament seeking to replace the British monarch as head of state with a Gambian president. However, the opposition viewed the move as an attempt by the ruling party to consolidate power by elevating Sadauda Jawara to the presidency.
Elections were held over a period of 2 weeks. So the first voters went to the polls on the 18th of November, and the last voters cast their ballot on the 27th of November, and the results were declared on the 28th of November. Because of the low literacy figures, symbols were used, the axe, Okay, the AXE was the symbol for yes to the Republican Constitution, and the umbrella was the symbol for no to the Republican Constitution. And it was basically to make it easy for the population who could not read or write.
On 8 November 1965, during the second reading of the Republican bill, Parliament voted in favor of the proposal, marking the beginning of the country's journey toward a Republican system of governance. Yet, despite the majority of voters supporting the referendum, it ultimately failed to secure the required two-thirds majority, as stipulated by the constitutional monarchy framework at the time.
More Gambians voted yes than no, because about 61,000 voted yes, and 31,000 plus voted no. And the yes was short of a two-thirds majority by 500 votes or so. It's good to underline that. You can say the opposition camp emerged victorious. He was happy. I will say that, I mean the external context, political context, because all around the Gambia at the time, you had presidents who were one party, who were running one-party dictatorships. Senghor in Senegal. In Equatorial Guinea, the same thing, no opposition, and no free press.
It would take nearly 5 more years for the Gambia to finally achieve its republican status. A second referendum held on 24 April 1970 was successful, paving the way for the Gambia to officially become a republic, with Sadauda Kairaba Jawara as the nation's first president. Sidou Sane, GRTS.
The tourist season got off to a promising start, as manifested in the number of tourist arrivals. The impressive numbers could be attributed to unrelenting marketing and magnetic attractions like Lamin Lodge, set in a serene environment within the wetlands of Lamin Bereto. The ecological gem is transforming local lives and driving the growth of tourism. Babakar Senghor has that story.
Natural serenity that offers sanctuary to an array of life, including endangered species like diverse migratory birds, while providing breeding grounds for fish and other aquatic life. This ecosystem plays a crucial role in maintaining biodiversity and supporting distinctive conservation efforts. One needs to embark on an exploratory trip to appreciate the magical beauty of the country's meandering wetlands, the alluring biodiversity and mangrove flora. Lamin Lodge is a popular destination for tourists and locals who take trips to enjoy lazy days in nearby towns and wetlands communities. The wetlands around Kombo Lamin Bereto play a significant role in transforming local lives and driving the growth of tourism in the Gambia. Buba Drame, president of Bereto Tenda Ecological Center, will take us through the range of activities unfolding as the tourist season gets off to a promising start.
We offer the tourists when they want to go for fishing. We have fishing trip here. We also have fun in the creek here. We also have in the night fire dancing. We do make fire dancing. We do organize festivals like Kumpos, these different kind of cultures, Kankulangs, a big time festival for tourists also to come. And we are expecting also to make a place here where they can have restaurant also here.
The center is undergoing a major infrastructure upgrade and already creating job opportunities for many Gambians.
We do boat trips, we do fun in the creek, we have it's very rich on fish, we also have ladies who normally go for oyster collection. We have different type of restaurants here, and now we're expecting to have a hotel in Lamin Lodge here. They are starting building the hotel now. And the guy building this hotel is from Lamin itself here, living in America. He's from Sarawak. And now they are making a big development here.
According to Buba, each year, tourists cruise to the Gambia on sailing boats from Europe to explore the charming outlook of this destination.
These are sailing boats. These sailing boats come from Europe, all the way from Europe. They spend 3 weeks on the way coming. When they come, they live here. Some they live for 1 month, some they live for 2 weeks, and then before going back, they will give their boat to our boys here to look after, and they will pay them every month. When they come back, they used to go and live in their boat.
The marine flora creates a stunning green outlook.
These mangroves we are seeing, their leaves, we normally pound them to make tie and dye, batik out of it, to make different kind of colors. And then with the roots of the mangrove also, that's the place you can also find the oysters. That's where they are attracted. And the ladies will take their double canoes and chip the oysters from the roots of the mangroves. These big sticks of the mangrove also, people don't have money to buy wood for their house. We look for house from the stick of the mangrove. And the fence our compound also from the sticks of the mangrove. So it's a very useful tree in this country.
This center's craft market has various handicraft items, including drums, key holders, bracelets, and much more, which sustain livelihoods. Edwards Brown shares his experience and impressions while exploring the breathtaking natural wonders.
Very impressed by the amount of oyster shells you've got here. I also like the wildlife. I'm an avid photographer, so I've been taking photographs of the monkeys. Yeah, it's looking good.
I am surprised that it doesn't smell fishy, but I'm also impressed by the kind of towers of oysters. I love the shells. The patterns in that are gorgeous.
Lamin Lodge is a serene destination that supports year-round ecological activities, including agricultural production, fishing, and tourism. It attracts substantial numbers of visitors who frequent this spot to relish its alluring biodiversity and natural ecological beauty, ultimately contributing to the local economy. For JFS News, this is Babakar Senghor.
95 recently promoted immigration officers have been decorated with their new ranks. Their promotions were the reward for exemplary service and unwavering professionalism. Majan Barrow has the rest of that story.
The ceremony held at the Banjul Enforcement Unit in Las Wharf saw the decoration of newly promoted with ranks ranging from Assistant Immigration Control Officer to Chief Inspector. Speakers at the event compliment the newly promoted officers for their dedication, discipline, and contribution to national development, particularly through effective border management and enforcement of the law. The Deputy Immigration Commissioner for Banjul, Famara Koli, noted that the promotion was based on merit, integrity, and consistent performance over the year.
Considering the number of staff promoted this time, everyone highly deserves the adjustments to the added responsibility. This time around, I don't call it ranks, but responsibility for you to understand that more of it is not what is on your shoulder, but the tasks and assignments you should be carrying for the development of your institutions. I have this feeling that as far as the staff welfare is concerned, under the charismatic Director General move, the sky is the limit.
The occasion was both a celebration and a reaffirmation of the Gambia Immigration Department's pledge to reward and congratulate the newly promoted officers and urge them to continue demonstrating leadership professionalism.
To our decorated officers, urge each and every one of you to see this as an opportunity to serve with even more dedication and professionalism, conduct integrity, discipline, and patriotism.
Chief Inspector Usman Jabate expressed appreciation to the leadership of Gambia Immigration Department for the reward.
On behalf of the promoted officers, we would like to extend our sincerest appreciation to our commandant leadership for believing in our greatest and growing responsibility. We are committed to upholding the highest standard of service and integrity in our role. We look forward to working each of you to continue making a positive impact
to the challenges posed by their new responsibilities. Majan Barrow for GRTS News.
Now, Gambia on Monday, 9th November 2025, commencing at 9 a.m. at the Makati Square in Banjul. Consequently, buses will be available to transport the World War veterans ex-station, Brikama Police Station, Farato Mosque, Yindum Police Station, Banjulinding Police Station, Lamin NTC, Tabokoto Coastal Road Junction, Cow Junction, Kalinding Mosque, Bakote Police Station, Serakunda Police Station, Pipeline Mosque, and Bakau Police Station. Banjul. The buses will depart the first pickup points at 6 the Gambia and the wider region, under the theme Diplomacy at Crossroads, navigating youth-driven solutions to prevent global conflict. The high-profile youth conflict for emerging leaders to engage in dialogue and propose innovative approaches to global peace and diplomacy. Aissatou M. Jani has the rest of that story.
The event seeks to equal challenges. Coaches of Influence Foundation is a youth and women-centered body that grooms professionals and transformational leaders through positive influence, empowerment, coaching, mentoring, by simulating real UN sessions where participants act as diplomats and deliberate on pressing world issues. The Secretary General, Coaches of Influence Foundation, Abdul Karim Baji, highlighted the
to place for policies or parliaments. Diplomacy lives in the way we speak, the way we listen, and the way we choose to understand.
Region, promoting intercultural dialogue, diplomacy, and youth leadership. CIOF President George Mara also underscored the significance of this year's theme. In fact,
this year is simple, but yet powerful. Diplomacy at a crossroads. And that is exactly where the world stands today. Uncertainty and fear. But in moments like this, history reminds us of something important. When the world is divided, when old tools no longer seem enough, a new generation often steps forward to point the way.
The Gambia International Model United Nations 2025 through constructive debate and innovative policy making. In a statement at the event, the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Professor Pep Gomez, stressed the importance of Gambians taught in education and youth development, calling it a foundation for sustainable growth.
So the call is for all citizens, is for some of the reason why we are we've come up with regional Tibet centers.
Coaches of Influence Foundation used the event to reaffirm its commitment to not to the Gambia, said gender equality remains key to building inclusive and sustainable societies. She called for greater representation of women in leadership and decision-making processes.
You, the young leaders of today, hold the keys for this transformation. Gender equality is not a woman's agenda, it's a human's agenda, and it needs to have everybody involved.
Men 24, which hosted over 50 delegates and promoted intercultural dialogue, diplomacy, and youth leadership. Aissatou M. Jana, GRTS.
Usman Balda reports on the activity funded by the UNDP.
This community and regional forum on disability is
Un Sénégalais érudit et farouche, résistant à la conquête coloniale, disait ceci, et je le cite. Le livre est ma raison d'être, le liquide de mes yeux, l'essence de mon âme et la clé. On pourrait multiplier les exemples aux quatre coins du monde musulman.
Now's the time for a smart and capable Ford SUV. So why put off buying when you can have it now?
Yeah, well, I don't want too much. Send them to the one.
Huh? That's it. Half of this penis at the J's house?
We eat quarter before Babila. We eat quarter or before.
So you gave some to the J?
Ah, not so good.
You know who ate your penis yesterday? Me.
Bina na kumbi kwa dono wala nga fenko yele. Maji nga uspel bolo di bayi.
ñaan yàlla dafa leen jàmm di tàmbali suñu kàddu ci duñu suñu kilifa diine yëpp di leen nuyu di leen ziar di leen jaajëfal bu baax a baax te di leen tatagal te ñaan yàlla fan gudd lool ñu ànd ak wér tàmbali Touba ba ci Tiwaawan Medina Baye Léona Niassène Yoff Jàmmalaay jëm ba ci Daaga bi jëm Koki Pire Thiénaba Seck jëm ci li nga xam ni moom mooy ñu tudd sax Ndiassane jëm ci Louga jëm ci l'église catholique aussi à travers Monseigneur André Gueye donc di leen nuyu di leen jaajëfal di tàmbali déjà di gërëm activiste républicain yi mboole seen di sant di gërëm influenceurs yi mboole seen d'abord ci cër bi ensuite ci li nga xam ni mooy pas-pas bi man de personnellement awma seen fay yàlla mi am fay yàlla leen yàlla fay di sant di gërëm ñu ne ci YouTube bi su ma jëlee lépp mën naa ko teg ci loxo doyen Aline Aïdara parce que lim bi dafay xaw a metti parce que mën nga lim bàyyi tur mais su ma jëlee aussi ci Facebook bi jël lépp teg ko ci loxo administrateur Modou Gueye mu wasaare ko ñëpp di gërëm page yëpp yi nga xam ni ñu ngi nekk ci liggéey bu am solo leen wax ni liggéey bi nii rek la xam nga démb wax naa ci mbay rapport ñoom ñu bëri mer nañu nag gis naa ko yëg naa seen mer mais au fait lijjantiwuma seen mer ñaari kuréel a ngi taxaw ñenn ñi ne ma joxoo cër Ousmane Sonko ma ne leen nit ku taxaw joxul cër sa bàyyi nga jàpp ne yow war nga jox nit kooku cër maanaam yow matoo doom ñun ay militant lañ ni ngeen nekkee militant Ousmane Sonko jaral leen yii ay ngooñ ak yéeri paas ñun ñuy lekk ceeb di naan ndox jaar ci fitra yàlla bi ñu yàlla bindee mais ñu yor xol bëgg Macky Sall lu Ousmane Sonko yenn Macky Sall laa wax ma yenn ko xool fekk nag ñu ngi def ay acte primature sama yoon newul ci moom déggoo leen may wax Ousmane Sonko mu jëm ci wàllu primature déggoo leen ko je n'ai jamais eu à commenter ou à analyser bien que je suis l'information quotidiennement sama information réew yi ñu tendeel yépp mu koy suivre muy Afrique boo la seen di suivre actualité partout dans le monde je du ma tëdd te suivre ma la moo xew sama réew quand même du ma ko def parce que gënu leen ñu bëgg réew mi mais bu ngeen ma ne respecté woo Ousmane Sonko mais Ousmane Sonko respecté na Macky Sall Ousmane Sonko respecté wu suñu parti respecté wul Macky Sall ngeen bëgg ñun ñu jox ko respect pour lan benn ñaar bi mooy dama gis ni Diomaye Faye nee na Yacine Fall moo nekk actuellement moo yor du ma wax intérim mais mu assuré li nga xam ne moom la Ousmane Sonko donc ce qui veut dire Ousmane Sonko nekk actuellement ci gouvernement mi ngi nekk ci yëfi boppam mooy dajale ancien délinquants yi ak ñi nga xam ne jàppee nañ seen bopp xar kon loolu ça n'a rien à voir avec la République maintenant dans ce pays fekk nit mi ngi taxaw laa wax une personne qui veut s'arroger le droit d'accuser tout le monde de traiter tout le monde de seytaane de naafeq de criminel de voyou de nangam sangam mais moom kenn du ko tontu loolu fu mu amul fenn donc désormais man jàpp leen ni lu Ousmane Sonko yan Macky Sall ma yan ko lu toll noonu te man samay wax au fait du lu ñuy dindi maanaam du lu ñuy dindi ma jox la information sax ma jàllale jox la information gis nga Abdourahmane Diouf je pense que mardi la war a jaar ci marathon budgétaire bi bu maytuwul dañ ko bloqué actuellement ci loolu lañu nekk beneen bi mooy Aminata Touré elle a voulu réagir mais peut-être Diomaye Faye est en train de jouer les bonnes offices pour au moins mu bañ a kii parce que ki connaît Mimi Touré xam ne day éclaté mais bon voilà donc moom comme ni ma ko waxee démb rek da doon jouer à la route ba donc voilà maintenant na gérer ay mbiram kon mbir mi dañ ko daaje foofu mais li tax ma ne leen pour bu ma waxee ci Ousmane Sonko amaana baat yi moo leen dul neex mais dañ ko weddi ma bëgg ñu yeggali li nga xam ni mooy nu mu tudd sax fenaakoon gi fen gi mu fen ci pénc mi pare gu maag yéen moom laa fas yéene yeggali gis nga nit bu dajalee mbooloo lëm ba ñu bëri sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam xijjatul widaa bi mu dajalee mbooloo mi taxaw xutba ba pare ba yawmal qiyaamatul akbar kenn du wax mbooloo ma tudduñu leen xam nga ñu tudd xutba ba parce que xutba bi moo am solo lam leen bàyyil mu ne leen ñi ko teewee nañ ko nettali ñi ko teeweewu daal di xool asamaan ne yàlla ndax jottali naa mu ne ko waaw ndax jottali naa mu ne ko waaw ndax jottali naa mu ne ko waaw mu wax baatam kàddoom yu mag yooyu ne sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ba muy delluwaat ci lañ ko